Hey gang, hope you've had a wonderful day. Wanted to jump on here because I posed a question earlier about what other signs might we notice that can signify foot issues. And there is already some good answers on there that are correct. Sometimes we just kind of radiate to the pain, and if we're not having pain, then there's no issue. But what are some of the other signs that we might notice that can signal us to maybe reevaluate and look at our feet? And why is this something that I really like to look into? Also because this is something I've dealt with myself. I was thinking about it earlier today, I always kind of revert back and think that most of it came from when I was a runner. But I think it started before that. I think running just kind of exasperated it some. But something some people don't know is when I was younger, I was a clogger. And if you think about, putting your feet into these, cute little Mary Jane looking shoes with taps on them, and beating the heck out of your feet, it's super fun. It makes a lot of noise, and it's a lot of great exercise. But it can wreak havoc on your feet. So I think, that might have been part of the start of that for me, is my clogging, and then enter running. And then as I got older, and awesome, Alicia, I love it. As I got older, then I went to heels, wearing these cute little heels around because they look so nice. And then found that those aren't really great for my feet either. So I had to start working on my feet. And so that's why I have a passion for feet. What a thing to have a passion for, right, is feet. But so what are some of the other signals we might look for with our feet other than pain? First, we can kind of look at their shape and notice, is there a bunion? There's a bunion, one that can create some imbalance in the body. Corns and calluses are signals of issues with the feet. Hammer toes are signals of issues with the feet. Fallen arches, plantar fasciitis is partially feet, and then also it can be go on up into our calf in that area. Swelling was something that someone mentioned, and yes, it's very much, if our feet are swelling, that can signal some circulation issues in our feet, or maybe right above the feet area. And some of the others, let's see, flat feet. Sometimes we just think, oh, we were born with flat feet. But sometimes flat feet signals that there's needs to be some strengthening done in our feet so that they're a little bit more springy and a lot stronger than they are. And that's just kind of like right in the feet, or, issues with our toenails can be signals of issues in our feet. Our feet kind of shaped oddly, because they're being squeezed in by pointy toed shoes. But if we come on up, other signals might be pain other places, like pain in our ankles, or pain in our knees, or pain in our hips can signal that there's actually an issue in the foot, because if there's an imbalance in the foot, it's going to travel up the chain. Discrepancy in our hip height can actually come from the feet. And on another note, discrepancy in our hips can cause issues in the feet. Yes, even headaches. So if you think about your feet from a reflexology standpoint, there's points in all of our foot that, relate to other areas of our body. And by those points being off, that can mess up other parts of our bodies. those can also signal us to issues somewhere else in our body also. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything. Knee pain, knee misalignment. So if there's a misalignment in our feet, if we're turned out a lot, especially dancers, or a lot of people just in general are more turned out. And so that can create a lot of imbalances from misalignment in the body. So that can travel on up the chain and cause some issues in the knees and hips. So, down the road, if we haven't corrected our foot issues, we could end up with hip knee issues that could end up eventually with hip knee surgeries. Back pain is also a signal of something going on, possibly in the feet. And on up the chain, if we think about it, it can go all the way up into our neck. Like Alicia mentioned, headaches. So there's a lot of things that can go on in our body that can actually be signals of things that's going on in our feet. So just wanted to kind of get on there and kind of put that out there, because I feel like a lot of times we feel like if there isn't pain, there isn't a problem. Or if we've had pain and we find a quick, easy fix, and the pain goes away, then there's not a problem. But it's just quieted that problem to where it might come back, or probably will come back, and cause even bigger problems. So something to kind of look at. And if you want to learn more about that, you can kind of check in with us some. We do discovery calls with people to talk about, your foot questions. Like I said, I have a thing about feet. I love feet. I love helping people with their feet, and I've seen tremendous changes in people's bodies, and their health just from working their feet. And we're never too old to make changes. Sometimes we think, I'm too old to make a change, but we're never too old to make changes. We can always make very positive changes. I have seen huge changes in people's feet, which then creates wonderful changes in the rest of their body. It just takes some work. Anything worthwhile that's going to really help us does take work. So glad you guys spent a little time with me this afternoon. Hopefully it wasn't too noisy outside, but it was just too nice to not be outside. The birds are super happy. I'm in front of my garden, which makes me happy. So look forward to talking to you guys again. See you next time. Bye-bye.